Welcome to the Bradford City v Carlisle match reaction. Obviously a tough day for City fans where we remember the 56. You know, in terms of the attendance in today's game, 18,100 and odd. The highest attendance for a League Two match since 1964, I think. Yeah, brilliant turnout from the City fans. The Carlisle fans brought a lot for the last game of the season. To say it were a dead rubber match. And then there were people coming to the ground for the first time ever. You know, I saw 3 brilliant Belfast lads after the game. You know, and I'm sure that there were others who came today to mark the respects for the 56 and, you know, to tick off their grounds. And I'm sure they'll be very happy with our support that we give the team today in a dead rubber match. You know, we did the minute silence to a idiot Carlisle fan who just shouted, but it wasn't all the Carlisle fans. You know, there were a large selection of their fans who actually booed their own fan. And yeah, I'm sure that they were just as disgusted as we were. But on to the game, you know, it was a really good match from us. You saw a lot of progression from Mark Hughes' first game to his last game of the season, and I think that is a lot of players' last game for City, whether that's our best players who we won't be able to keep, or whether it's the players who we, you know, want to get rid of. But yeah, you know, we've got next season to look forward to now. A few weeks ago we were saying now we can't wait for next season, and that's what we're building towards. We want to get promotion. We've got to get promotion because season after season we're spending money on players, we're bringing in players and they aren't good enough every season. We keep saying now we need to get rid of these, and then we bring some more in who aren't good enough again. We need to get this next transfer window right. We can't be going next season and saying we haven't got promoted again. Mark Hughes hasn't had a good season. This player weren't good enough who we brought in. Next season we have to get it right. We've got 18,000 fans who came today. You know, whether they're all City fans or not, that's still the highest attendance in League Two. We shouldn't be in League Two, but factually we should. You know, it's the case of looking at League One and saying there's some teams who shouldn't be in there, who are too big for the league. But you know, we are there on merit, and we've got to get the transfer window right. Head of recruitment coming in, Stephen Gent, not the City Gent, coming in, and hopefully we'll get it right in the transfer department, and we just have to get better results on the pitch ultimately. But you know, going into the player ratings, Alex Bass, a player who probably won't be here next season, whether he's going to be Portsmouth first choice keeper or whether, you know, he'll move on from Portsmouth. I can't see him being at City. I think, you know, he's been alright for us since coming in January for Derek Adams. But, you know, is he good enough to take us to the next level? I'm not sure. Distribution, he could be better. He wasn't bad today with his distribution, but I think when you look at his time over his time at City, he's made too many mistakes leading to goals. You look at the Swindon game where he lost concentration, we lost the game because of him. There's been numerous errors that you can count that he's made, and I don't think he'll be good enough. But in terms of today, I've got to give him a 7. Clean sheet, you know, made some saves you'd definitely expect him to, and his distribution was alright, but I can't see him coming back to Valley Parade next season. Luke Hendry, he had a good game. I'd give him a 7. I've got to give the whole back line a 7 because they marshalled the attackers well from Carlisle. You know, they've got a lot of threat with Amari Patrick and Jordan Gibson, former City players, who we know will be fired up to play against City every time they play because of the way they were towards us fans and the way we are towards them. It is quite fiery, but you know, they do deserve everything they get because of how they've, you know, treated the club since leaving. You know, and players like Kelvin Mello just weren't simply good enough and deserved to go because of that. Luke Hendry had Amari Patrick with Jan Songo and Paddy O'Connor. The problem is with Paddy O'Connor, you know, we do talk about him a lot of being, his mind is too fiery. He goes into challenges and You know, he gets sent off a lot. He's disciplining all there, and we know this. And this could be a factor why he stays at City, or a factor why he moves on. Sheffield Wednesday will probably be rumoured to be in for him. Will he go there? I don't know. I think he will stay at City. I think, you know, he wears his heart on his sleeve for City, and I do see him staying because he's club captain. He's got a lot here. He's been brilliant at his time here. If he went, could we replace him? Yeah, you know, you can replace anyone. But I think Pawdy's a player who a lot of the fan base like. But we do know he's inexperienced. We do know that maybe he needs an older head next to him, you know, to talk to him a bit more in games, keep him calm and stop making them stupid errors. But, you know, I think Songo and Pawdy have been a pretty good partnership at the back. So, yeah, I'd definitely keep Pawdy. And I think Songo, man of match today, I'd give him man of match. You know, he saved us a number of times, back-pocketed the Carlisle attack. And yeah, a brilliant performance from everyone. Matty Folds again, 7. You know, no errors in that back line today. And we defended real well. Under Mark Hughes, we've all been a bit more progressive on the ball, kept the ball well, really good with keeping possession, progressive passes. Completely the opposite to Derek Adams. Mark Hughes, we've probably created more chances and created more better chances. Completely different to Derek Adams, and we've probably defended a lot better. So we've got a good balance to our play under Mark Hughes, and I'm really excited for next season because the defending's improved, the attacking's improved, you know. And when that 60th minute mark comes, Derek Adams, you know, were a bit against making substitutions, and he didn't look to his bench, who he brought in most of them, who didn't turn out to be any good for us. But Mark Hughes is the complete opposite. Game management is brilliant. He brings on Andy Cook for Leanne Goll, who had a brilliant game, and Andy Cook comes on and gets a pre-assist and played well. You know, the substitutions we're making under Mark Hughes is 10 times the substitutions we're making under Derek Adams, and they're making impacts. First time we've got 3 wins in a row under any manager this season. Mark Hughes has made a brilliant impact, and I can't wait for next season. I'm not going to get ahead of myself though, because every season we're going to the season expecting to go up. Hopefully next season will be our time. The midfield too, Elliot Watt dropped in really well, brilliant at passing the ball. I'd love to keep him next season. I don't think we will, but you never know. Hopefully Mark Hughes can get these players who we don't think we'll keep, and, you know, persuade them to stay for another season and see where the club goes there. Gilead, massively improved player, 2 7s in midfield. He's improved so much under Mark Hughes than Derek Adams. It's unbelievable. He's playing in central midfield, and Mark Hughes has been playing Gilead over Sutton, and whether you like it or not, Gilead is a better technical player than Levi Sutton, and they're both put in maximum effort. I would like to keep Levi Sutton because he's a player who's very versatile. He gives maximum effort, but he hasn't got that technical ability that Gilead's got. We've massively improved under Mark Hughes, and players like Gilead, you know, thrived under Mark Hughes. And players like Levi Sutton, unfortunately, have drifted out the team, and I can't see him signing a new contract because when he's played under Mark Hughes, he has played slightly out of position. He's very versatile, but he's been playing left back, right wing, right back, which isn't his best position. He's better in centre mid as a box to box who puts maximum effort in. But realistically speaking, is Levi Sutton good enough to play in League One, to get a team promoted up to League Two? I think he's a good mid-table League Two midfielder, but is he ready to take that next step? And I think this is where Mark Hughes is ruthless with keeping players, and I can't see Levi Sutton staying for that reason. Attacking midfield, we had Jamie Walker, who was interchanging with Dion Pereira and Vernon really well. 3 7s there. Everyone's getting a 7. But them 3 were brilliant today, creating chances when we got the ball up the pitch. We looked unstoppable. Dion Pereira was skinning players left, right and centre. Vernon's flair. Jamie Walker, you know, got a brilliant goal, finished it well. After he missed a sitter as well. Brilliant bowling from Luke Hendry, and all he had to do was hit it on target and it's in. Jamie Walker's a player I would like to keep. I think he's tenacious for an attacking midfielder, has goals to his game, and creates chances, and he has a bit of pace. Callum Cook, I like him a lot. Came on for Burnham and played well. He's created I think he's created 96 chances this season before today's game, and you know, on social media you've got fans saying how they don't want to keep Callum Cook. He don't score that many goals, but just think about how many assists he would have had this season playing for a better team with better strikers. He's an unbelievable player, is Callum Cook. If you've got players who can put the chances away, he's only got 7 assists this season. He deserves so many assists with the chances he's created, but he don't have goals to his game. Do you need goals to your game if he's going to have so many assists? No, but I would slightly rather have Jamie Walker, but both, you need good strength in depth in League 2. Playing 46 games a season, you do need players who can play in all sorts of positions and come in for players when injured. We've had major injuries this season. We've had them many seasons. Aberisa, Liangol off the top of my head, you know, Burnham, Dion Pereira. You know, we have had injuries, and you do need that strength in depth. So I would like to see both of them stay. Can't see Callum Cook saying he hasn't really played under Mark Hughes, and Jamie Walker is out of contract at Hearts. Scored today. I'd love to keep him. I think he can play as a central midfielder as well, because he is tenacious. He gets stuck in. When we had that red card, when Elliot Watt got sent off, I think it was against Tranmere, Jamie Walker went deeper, and he was really good. He got stuck into challenges, you know, that tenacity. So yeah, Jamie Walker is a player I would like to keep. Dion Pereira, what more do I need to say? He ain't going to stay. He's going to go to a much better club. He might even start for Luton next season. Unbelievable talent, but it's whether he can stay injury free. He's had quite a few injuries for City. You know, couldn't really get his career up and running at Valley Parade, and you know, when he has played, he looks unbelievable. Too good for League 2. But you could say one thing that he could stay here for next season is he don't add goals to his game. Maybe he don't have a good end product, but he adds something that no one else does to his team. Burnham comes close. He had a brilliant game. Could have scored again. Had a few half chances, but that assist for Liangol was unbelievable. I think it was short, but the ball in was sublime. Whether he meant it or not, it was unbelievable. But he's another player who won't stay. If he does, it'd be a brilliant deal. We'd have to pay him a lot more wages than he's on, I feel. We'd have to match wages that he'd probably get in League 1. But yeah, I think we're going to have to push the boat out next season to keep these players. Pardey O'Connor, Burnham, Walker, Pereira. They're not going to stay, all of them. But yeah, it's trying to build a team around players who you know is going to stay and adding to the recruitment next season. Andy Cook came on, played well. You know, he's reliable. Probably a good player to bring off the bench, but I don't think he's good enough to start for us. Does he fit the way Mark Hughes wants to play? I don't think so. Liangol can get the ball to his feet, spin a man, hold off a man, run in behind, score goals. He's got it all apart from injury free. Andy Cook can't spin a man, he can't run in behind, but he's got the aerial ability. He can hold the ball up, and he's got a good shot on him. I think Andy Cook's a good striker for this level, but does he fit Mark Hughes' style of play? I don't think so. Callum Cook came on. Andy Cook, I'll give him a 6. Callum Cook, I'll give him a 6. You know, good player, but does Mark Hughes want him? I don't think he does. He hasn't really started under Mark Hughes, and I think he's going to struggle to get a new contract here. But I'll tell you now, if he does stay in League 2, he'll probably get player of the season next season. He'll probably get around 20 assists and a couple of goals, and then we'll be looking like, why didn't we keep Callum Cook? And Jamie Walker would have flopped. That's it. It happens all the time. Yeah, I can see him moving on. He will move on to another club in League 2, and he'll whip it up. We know he will. And And then the final substitution was Abu coming back from injury. An awful injury he's had. He hadn't got started at City, but he came on, had a few half chances, showed his pace at times, and he's going to be a really good player for us if he can stay injury free. Mark Hughes has said he wants to try and keep Isa and Dangle injury free. I think he will. I think he will manage to do it, because Derek Adams, he rushed them back. Abu Isa and Dangle was available to play a month before they actually did, and I feel like that's something Mark Hughes will do. Slowly bring players into a team and build up that match sharpness, which Derek Adams simply didn't do. But leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you on the next one, which I don't know what the video will be. Have a good one.